Hey, how's everybody? Okay. All right, how's everybody? Okay. All right. This time of the year, you kind of shorten your practices, and because you're more into game mode. And we just played Saturday, coming off of a good win. Thought our guys were dialed in, and now the key now is, after midnight, that's over with. Get the emotion out, and let's get ready for a Vanderbilt team that's a very, very talented team. And contrary to what everybody think, they're getting better. They played Tennessee, which is the #1 team in the country. Had them beat. I think they were up 6 with like a minute to go, and so we know they're a very talented team. Young, but they're very, very talented, and they have some guys that played here last year. Lee was one of those guys. Toy, we know Toye. I think he had a game here where he had 6 threes when he was a freshman. So he's very talented. A team that shoot the basketball well. We got to really guard the perimeter, and we got to do a much better job on the glass. I think that's got to be a big key going forward. When we look at the game from Saturday, we had good efficiency with assists. We shot the ball well. We had efficiency with the assists. We had too many turnovers, especially in the second half. But the thing that glares at you is the rebounding. They had 19 offensive rebounds, and so we've got to be able to correct that. It's amazing, you can correct something over here, and then something else kind of opens up, and that's the sign of a team that is learning as they go. So, but again, we're looking forward to playing against a Vanderbilt team and playing in front of our fans.
Mike, you go from playing on the road against a team that's won 10 in a row to playing at home against a team that's lost 9 in a row, especially with young guys. How do you keep them from maybe suffering a letdown or maybe not having the same juice they had at LSU, making sure they have that same sense of urgency against Vanderbilt?
That's going to be a big key, and a lot of it's going to be, within those guys, learning from the previous experience. We had a 6-game winning streak, and I thought the pat on the back kind of set them back a little bit. We came off of a road win at A&M to begin the season, and I thought we kind of came home in opening game, and I thought we just kind of we didn't play well at all, and it cost us. So I think these guys now are grasping what we're trying to do and just taking one game at a time. Every game gets bigger. This is a big week for us, and it starts with this game against a Vanderbilt team. So we just got to continue to challenge them and make sure they understand. Vanderbilt's a very good basketball team.
I guess with their perimeter shooting, just what do you all do to keep that in line, but you got to also keep their defense inside?
Well, it's funny. They're a good 3-point shooting team, but they're one of the top, I think, top 7 or 8 in getting to the free throw line in the country. So that means their threat to shoot the basketball kind of allows them to penetrate and get to the basket. They want to penetrate and pitch, but they get into the free throw line quite a bit. So we got to be, whether we switch or we got to drive them off that line, and we got to contest the shots and without fouling and rebound the basketball. I think that's the key. Help side is going to be very, very important. If a trap occurs, we got to have people in rotation to get out there to the shooters, knowing that all their guys that are out there playing, they can shoot the basketball. So again, our defense, which I think our defense continues to get better, but from game to game, it's got to get even better as we play against a team that's capable of really knocking a lot of threes down.
Hey, Mike, there's video documentation of you doing the shoe from the post-game locker room. I'm wondering what inspired that. Is it something you've done before, and just how did that come down?
I was just having fun with our guys. That's all. I don't know if it was a shootout, shoulda. I don't know what it was, but I know I got critiqued by my granddaughter.
What did she say?
She said, "Poppy, we're working on that this week." It was just. It's one of those instinctive things, our guys were excited. They doused me with water, and so I just, let's have a little fun.
Mike, I don't remember you ever like coming into a post game after being doused. Was that a first, or has that happened to you before? Or?
I don't recall. It could have happened at Missouri, but I don't recall that. That's, I guess they've been waiting to do that. I don't know, but it's different for me. Let me put it that way. I'm so into the moment, and after that game, my mind's already on Vanderbilt game. That's what my mind on. But with this team here, I think they poured their heart and guts out in that game, and so I wanted it to be a fun day for them.
And Gabe had 6 assists. I guess you guys added one from.
Yeah. In fact, we ended up having 20 assists as a team.
Yeah.
So.
What do you think of Gabe having 6 assists? Because you don't see forwards do that a lot.
He's capable of doing that. And Gabe in practice, he does it in practice each and every day. And when you got guys that are shooting the basketball like that, and you got Daniel, where you can high-low or get it to him and he can finish it off, that puts you a guy he's almost like a point forward. I mean, he's distributing the basketball and just making good decisions. I think that's the biggest key. And not trying to go get the game. I thought he did a good job of facilitating in that particular game, and because people are backing up off of him, they're not guarding him. So now, to me, he's been a threat doing other things now, whether it be screening, getting guys open, or getting the ball to the right person at the right time. That was big. Gabe was big. He took 3 charges in that game. So it's all those little things that we talk about that really those are all about winning. They translate to winning. And, we see the guys that score. We see the guys get the big rebounds and all that. But how about those guys that take those charges? How about those guys come with those loose ball? How about the guy that deflect the pass? And not only that, now we're talking about a guy now that's distributing the basketball. His key is to, stay out of foul trouble and just go out and continue to give us efficient minutes.
You talked about those rebounds, but the offensive rebounds the last 2 games, you guys have given up more than 20 in the last 2. How do you get it across to the guys that they need to, get some?
Well, I think, accountability is going to be it. The guys that do it are going to be on the floor. I think that's the big key right now. Again, we were fixing something over here, and now all of a sudden now, because it wasn't an issue. And obviously we played some of the bigger teams. I mean, those are athletic teams. And you also remember in Georgia, we blocked 14 shots. So some of those were blocked, they got it, and they missed a bunch of shots. They shot 29%. So it's going to be a lot of rebound. But I think it is it can be an issue. It can come back to haunt you. And even in the LSU game, to give up that many offensive rebounds. And we're in position, you got to put bodies on people. You can't just out-jump them. You got to put bodies on people. So just accountability, and we're getting ready to watch some film right now and just see where the breakdown went. It's one thing to play good defense, and we're playing pretty good defense. But the ending part of defense is rebounding the basketball. That means your guards have got to rebound. They can't come out of the game with 1 rebound, and that's what took place. Our guards have really got to get better on the boards.
Mike, I know you said on the SEC call you thought Desi was going to be okay. Did he practice yesterday? And
yeah, we shot a little bit. We did shoot a little bit.
Do you feel good he'll be ready to play Tuesday night?
Yeah. I got a feeling he will. He'll be ready to play. We're going to need everybody, all hands on deck, especially going on this stretch here. You're playing so many games, and it's hard to play the amount of minutes some of those guys are playing. Some of them played 32, 34. I think Dan and I think maybe Mason played quite a few minutes. And so those guys got to have breathers. And so that's why it's important our bench continue to come along and play well.
And, I think a lot of coaches, if the free throw differential had been like that, they might have gotten a tee, might have gotten tossed. Tight game that might have cost you the game. What's the key to I'm sure you were saying some stuff to the refs, so what's the key to not?
Oh, without a doubt, before the game, even as the game was going on, without a doubt. But I also didn't want my guys to get all crazy too. They can feed off of you, and so my comments to the officials were direct to them. Yeah.
Well, what's the key to being direct, but not being so direct you get teed up and kind of like you say, if you lose your cool, the team might lose their cool. What's the key to
I voiced my opinion. Yeah. Trust me, I did. They know what time it was, so that's the bottom line right there.
What's the key to voicing the opinion, but not doing it to the extent you get teed up or tossed?
You can't hear everything, Bob. Okay? You can't hear everything.
Anything else for Coach? I appreciate it.
Okay.